As a heavy goods vehicle driver, you are now required to complete a manual entry every time that you insert your digital tachograph card into the vehicle unit. You not only have to record the additional work that's being carried out at the end of your previous shift, this is the time when you have removed your card and are returning the vehicle keys, paperwork etc. back to the office as part of your debrief. You now also have to include the time that you are away from your vehicle irrespective of the length of time that you have been off duty, or the reason for being off duty. In other words, this covers leave, courses, illness etc. You then also have to include the additional time that you have spent collecting your keys and paperwork from the office, prior to entering your card for this latest tour of duty. In this demonstration, driver Smith has had 2 weeks off on leave. He finished his last shift at 16:25 hours on the 21st of March. The system will ask if you have been on rest until now. By using either of the up or down arrows, change the yes to no and then press the OK button to confirm entry. You will be asked if you want to add manual entries. The default answer is yes. Press the OK button to confirm. The pictogram now defaults to the 21st of March 2022 and 16:25 hours with the pictogram symbol and wording for end of shift. Use either the up or down arrow to toggle the pictogram to show the active work symbol and select OK. On the right-hand side of the pictogram, you get the current date and time appear. To change this back to the day that we removed our cards so that we can add on the extra 15 minutes of work, press the up arrow, which will take the date and time back to the date of removal of card, and the system automatically adds on 1 minute. By definition, the date is highlighted, and as we wish to keep that date and simply add on 15 minutes, we press the OK button. This then defaults to and highlights the hour. We again wish to keep this hour, and so once again we press the OK button to highlight the minute section, which is currently showing as 26 minutes. In order to change the time now to read 16 hours 40 minutes, we need to press the up arrow. If you go past the time, simply use the down arrow to toggle backwards and press the OK button to confirm the entry. You will now get a default window showing the finish date and time and the pictogram showing the end of the shift. We have now completed our manual entry for the end of our shift and have accounted for our additional debrief time, so we acknowledge the end of shift by pressing the OK button to confirm our entry. You will now be shown the country that you finished your shift in. If it is on anything other than the United Kingdom, you will need to use the up arrow to change your location. Upon reaching end country, United Kingdom, press the OK button to confirm the selection. The pictogram now shows the finish date and time of your last shift, and the pictogram defaults to rest. This is the correct mode and should be used even if you have been off work sick. So now select the OK button, and immediately to the right of the bed pictogram will pop up the current date and the current time. We were off work until today's date, so we want to keep the date, currently highlighted, as the date of choice, so we select OK again. We now default to the current hour, which is showing our time as 17 hours 25 minutes. In order to show that we have done additional work prior to inserting our card by the very act of collecting our keys and paperwork etc., so we need to change the time to reflect this. In this case, it will mean turning back the clock by 15 minutes to 17 hours 10 minutes. So, whilst the hour section is highlighted, we press the OK button to confirm. We now have the minutes section highlighted, so we need to change the minutes to 10. This can be done using either the up or down arrow to get to 10 minutes. In this case, it will be quicker to use the down arrow and then press OK. This will now default to the screen showing today's date, the time that you went into the office to collect your keys and paperwork, and the rest symbol. The pictogram will now be asking if this is your start of shift time. Acknowledge this by pressing the OK button. You will then be asked to confirm your start country, which should default to United Kingdom. If it doesn't, you will need to use the up or down arrows to scroll to United Kingdom and then confirm by pressing the OK button. You are now on the final stretch. The screen is now defaulting to today's date and time of starting your shift, and the pictogram has defaulted to show the work symbol. Press the OK button to choose this option. To the right of the pictogram will appear the current date and time. On the basis that you have been engaged in active work from coming on duty to now, select the OK button to scroll from date to hour to minute. You will then be asked if you want to complete a printout. The choice is yours. You are legally entitled to make a printout, but in this case, you are not legally required to do so, so by definition, I select No and press the OK button to acknowledge this selection. The vehicle unit now asks me to confirm these entries. It is at this point that if you think that you have made an error in your calculations, that you can select No by using the up or down arrow and press OK to take you back to the start so that you can start all over again. However, if you are confident that you have completed the manual entries correctly, pressing the OK button whilst the Yes section is highlighted will present you with the screen, ready to drive. Your manual entry has been completed.